Welcome back to Kris versus Everybody. This is a podcast where I talk about anything unedited, uncensored, unapologetic. This podcast has been brought to you by the Crisscross Studios YouTube channel. Go ahead and click subscribe and click the notification bell to be notified of a new episode as soon as it drops. Also, if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube Music, please click follow so you can get the new episode as it comes. Thank you for your support. Now, today we're going to be talking about a very controversial subject, more so towards my community here in the Metro Detroit area, as we have a lot of people who practice the religion of Islam. They want to have the same rights, in my opinion. They want to have the same rights as Christians do when they can have their church bells ring every hour, literally every hour. And then the call to prayer in most Muslim communities, they have the call to prayer so they can come to the mosque and pray. Now, today I want to talk about something foundational, something that goes deeper than politics, deeper than culture wars, deeper than what we think we know about one another. And that is the freedom to practice your religion or not to practice one at all. So, like I said, Metro Detroit, specifically the city of Dearborn, which is a city right outside Detroit. It's an inner ring suburb to the south of Detroit. Dearborn is home to one of the largest Arab American and Muslim populations in the U.S. This makes it fertile ground for rich interfaith and intercultural interaction, but also for conflict when public religious expression meets local regulations. The Mosque American Mausoleum Society in Dearborn secured a court ruling in the early 80s permitting its outdoor loudspeaker broadcasts of the Islamic call to prayer, or the Adhan. It is regarded as the first such case of its kind in the U.S. A resident, Andrea Unger, like last week, just spoke at a city council meeting complaining that the calls of prayer from a mosque on Schaefer Road in East Dearborn is waking the residents at 5:30 in the morning, and that the sound carries into their yards and homes. The city's police have reportedly done decibel tests at certain mosques and found instances where the ordinance may have been violated. So if it's that loud, I mean, yes, turn it down. I agree that they should follow the city ordinances. But to take it away is somewhat unfair. On one side, the mosques argue that they have the constitutional protection for freedom of religion and that the Adhan is literally the same to the church bells, because the church bells can also be heard through people's yards and such. A public sign of religious observance, which is literally, hey, you guys are Muslim, you guys get to do your thing. They're Christians, they get to do their thing. But it seems like when the Muslims do their thing, people have outcries and want to put up pitchforks. It's just crazy. So one big question is whether churches, synagogues, temples, etc., are treated similarly under noise regulations. And that's what we're trying to do today on the show. It's like, should the call to prayer be the same as the church bells? I think they should. Not saying every city has to have a call to prayer. That's not what we're saying. We're saying in cities where you have a majority Muslim population, which they have a lot of mosques, should those people have the call to prayer? I think they should. Because here's the thing, in a country built on the promise of liberty, nobody should have to apologize for how they pray, who they pray to, or if they pray at all. Whether it's the Muslim call to prayer echoing from a mosque, church bells ringing on Sunday morning, a synagogue gathering on the Sabbath, incense burning in a Buddhist temple, or someone quietly meditating in their living room, faith and spiritual expression belongs to all of us. And we forget that sometimes we get caught up in fear and headlines and stereotypes in us versus them. We start thinking someone's way of worship somehow threatens ours. But freedom isn't a competition. It's a shared agreement that all of us get to exist authentically. You hear a call to prayer, or you see someone wearing a cross or a hijab or a yarmulke or a turban, that's not a threat. That's America working exactly how it's supposed to. That's diversity. Like literally diversity. Living side by side. Not in silence, but in respect. You know what real strength looks like? It's not forcing everyone to look like you, pray like you, or believe what you believe. Real strength is knowing who you are and still standing tall enough to let others be who they are. Freedom of religion isn't about protecting one faith, it's about protecting all of them. So whether you worship in a cathedral, a mosque, a temple, or a church basement, your bedroom, or not at all, your faith or your lack of faith is your right. Your voice, your ritual, your expression, your peace, they matter. And when we protect other people's freedoms to believe, we protect our own. So next time you encounter someone's other faith, instead of reacting with fear or annoyance, try something else. Try curiosity, understanding, or just quiet respect. Because the true test of freedom isn't how loud we shout it. It's about how willing we are to share it. Let everyone pray. Let everyone live. Let everyone believe or not believe freely. That's not just tolerance, that's American. Be an American. An American means you're tolerant, you're not fearful. And that's been another episode of Kris versus Everybody. See y'all next time.